Okay, yeah, no. Let's go back to this.
Here is Clark.
Oh, let me mute that. I just want to show you this. Okay, so they're going to put it in slow motion, and this is cap. So let's go. Let me show you this. Okay, yeah, let's put that in 720p. Let that catch up a little bit. All right, let's go. No, actually, I'll do it. You see that? You see that? That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. Let's go slow. That's cap. That's cap. That's a lie. Okay, and this is the second time Aliyah Boston. Come on, son, stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Now let's put it in real speed. Let's put it in real speed. Come on, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Aliyah. Stop. 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 Like, what are we doing? Let's bring that back one more time. Slow motion. Come on, son. Come on. What we talking about here? Okay, that's cap. That's 1,000% cap. And so she tried it the first time, and Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell dominated and went off. And it was clear that the Fever play faster and much better without Aliyah Boston. Now, we could say, well, the Fever played better without Caitlin. They played better defense without Caitlin, and they are blowing teams out. So what, they're 4-0 this year without Caitlin. They play better defense. They're blowing teams out. But they really look so much faster. They just look high octane. They look Mach speed without Aliyah Boston. They just do. Now, obviously, it's Seattle, so, you take from that what you will. But to me personally, they just look free. They just look 100% unbridled, 100% freer without Aliyah Boston. They look free. They look Mach speed. They look Mach speed without Aliyah Boston. That's a fact. So I thought about this the first time, the first game she set out, and Caitlin and Kelsey and the Fever just look like Aliyah doesn't even exist. Like they have no need for her. There's no purpose for Aliyah on this team. So I thought about this the first time, and I said, that's cap. I said, I didn't make a video about it. I was just going to wait. I was like, I'm just going to let that one slide. But I never really let it slide. I kept thinking about it. And to me, I felt that Aliyah was hearing everyone talk about how that the Fever are so much better without Caitlin. And then people are saying that the Fever wouldn't be anything without Kelsey, right? So you could have Caitlin and Aliyah, but if you take Kelsey out, the Fever are pretty much done, okay? It's going to be extremely difficult for them to win games. If you remove Caitlin, the Fever are just fine. So Aliyah wanted to show that, wait a second, this is it's all about me. I'm the most important piece. If you remove me, then all of this falls apart. Okay. And it didn't work. They actually look much better without Aliyah Boston. Not on defense. They just look faster. They look more free. They just did. They looked like they were soaring without Aliyah Boston. And so if you go back and watch that game, look at Aliyah Boston's face. She's looking like she just was eating some humble pie. Look at her face. She was looking like, damn, this is not going as I thought it would. Go back and watch that game. I was looking at Aliyah every time they cut to Aliyah, or every time they went to the bench, and I was just looking at Aliyah Boston's face, and Aliyah was looking like, this is crazy. Like, I thought that they would struggle And they just look faster and better without me. Just look at Aliyah. She was clearly eating humble pie. And it was the same thing this game. Okay, she fakes the little knee injury or exaggerates it. Now, you heard what Angela, whatever her name is, Angel, I think her name is Angel. You heard what she said, the sideline reporter. She said that they haven't ruled her out. She can come back anytime. It's just that they just didn't want to start her to begin the second half, but she's available. She can come back anytime. That's why I say she exaggerated it. She decided to sit out, okay? And obviously Stephanie White wasn't going to go against her and just, whatever. This is Seattle. We're probably going to beat them anyway. Okay, so yeah, sure, fine, sit out. But she was available. She was ready to go. Okay, just for precautionary reasons, Aliyah was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit out the rest of this half. Let's see how this thing goes. And so this is twice that you look terrible, Aliyah Boston. You had to eat humble pie 2 times. And if you look at her face when it was cutting to her face this game, Aliyah Boston looked like her plan failed yet again. Her plan failed yet again. Okay, now I noticed this the first time and I was keeping it to myself, but I never could just completely let it go. And now this time right here, she tried it again and it failed. It didn't work. Aliyah Boston, let me just tell you this real quick. The Indiana Fever are just faster. They're just better without you. Now on defense, that's a whole different situation, but it's not like you're some great shot blocker, not the way we all thought you would be entering the league. So entering the league, Aliyah Boston was touted as she would be a generational shot blocker in the WNBA. And she would be averaging probably 30 points a game because you couldn't triple team her the way you had to triple team her in college. She would have a lot of 1x1 isolated matchups. Okay, she's great passing out of the double team. So Aliyah will have so much more freedom, and you will have games where she's well over 30 and she's getting 13, 14 boards and 3, 4 blocks. She was supposed to be a generational shot blocker, and because she was going to see more single coverage in the WNBA, she would be averaging in the 20s or low 30s. This is what everyone believed. That's why the Fever tanked to get her, because she would no longer be triple teamed like she was in college, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons why Caitlin waved off Raven. They had to focus on Aliyah instead of worried about Raven shooting a damn 3, right? And so like that's what that was. Well, now Aliyah, or was it Camilla? Something like that. Okay, maybe not Aliyah, but yeah, Camilla. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Aliyah Boston was triple teamed in college all of the time. She was receiving triple team coverage. So that hasn't happened. She receives a lot of single coverage, and her career average is 15 points per game? 2 years in a row, her first 2 years, 14 points. 14 points per game. Around 8 rebounds. That was her average her first 2 years, like 14, 8 rebounds, 1 block shot. Where's this generational shot blocker at? Okay. Now, what I can tell you is that so Aliyah Boston has never proven that she can carry the Indiana Fever. You would say, well, she hasn't had that opportunity. No, that's not true. So her rookie year, or was it the second year? No, it was a rookie year. Or was it the second year? Oh, Jesus Christ. I think it was, no. It was the rookie year. Okay, yeah, Aliyah's rookie year. So Nalissa Smith set out like 9 games or something like that. And Lexie Hull set out like 11 or 12 games. So this was Christy Saad's first year with the Fever. And what happened is that Aliyah couldn't get the Fever any wins, and she wasn't putting up any historic numbers. And so here comes Nalissa Smith back from injury, and then Aliyah Boston is looking good again. Now, she had a couple good games, but she couldn't carry the Fever. When Nalissa Smith gets back, then everything is a lot better for Aliyah Boston. Okay, like that's the way it was. So she had her opportunity. Nalissa was out for 9 games. 9 games. And Aliyah couldn't do anything. She couldn't do anything until Nalissa Smith got back. And that's when everything started to pick up. Also, Lexie was out for like 11 or 12 games. So Aliyah, now you would say, okay, well, that's her rookie year. Okay, well, what happened her second year? She was out of shape. She was still fat. She was out of shape. She claimed that she was like trying to lose weight and it didn't work because her conditioning was terrible. Her strength was terrible. And she still came back with like the same basic moves. And it took her a while to sort of get up to speed with this new type of system they were running to for Caitlin Clark. They wanted to try to mimic what the Iowa Hawkeyes was doing. And Aliyah wasn't ready for all that. Aliyah thought, which everyone thought, it was just going to be sort of the same thing they were doing in 2023, except it would be more up tempo and you would have a better point guard and better perimeter shooting than you had in 2023. That's what everyone thought. So Aliyah was like, well, listen, all I need to do is just drop a few pounds and I'll be all right. But that wasn't the case. Aliyah was supposed to be running wind sprints and she was supposed to be out there running miles and cycling and all of this other stuff to get her wind right. And that's not what she did. And so that's why she was just sticking out like a sore thumb. She just didn't fit until she finally got her conditioning to a point where she got comfortable. And then she looked a lot better later on in the season. But like I said before, Aliyah Boston has yet to prove that she's what the Fever need. She has yet to prove that because even in the closeout game, the elimination game against the Las Vegas Aces, she was in foul trouble. And you know who really took that game over? Odyssey Sims. Kelsey Mitchell, to me, looked like she was shaving points. That's the way it looked to me. To me, Kelsey was shaving points. That's how I saw it. Okay, and then she somehow goes out with some mysterious injury. To me, I swear to God, to me, it just looked like Kelsey Mitchell was shaving points. And I made a video on my CFWB God channel saying, yo, I think Kelsey Mitchell was shaving points. Period. That's how I saw it. Okay, right? Now, let me tell you something. I'm always right. And sometimes it comes off as a conspiracy theory or some wild thought, but I'm always right. I'm never wrong. Okay. So I'm telling you right now, Odyssey Sims said, let's take this game over with. And to me, that was on Odyssey. Aliyah did what she did, but that was really Odyssey Sims, y'all. And just the Fever bonding together and trying not to lose. But I got to give Odyssey Sims so much credit. Aliyah Boston has yet to prove that she is what the Fever need. She didn't prove it her rookie year. She had horrible numbers and she wasn't receiving many double teams. Okay. They couldn't because they had to worry about Nalissa Smith. People forget Nalissa Smith rookie year. She should have won rookie of the year. She was 13, almost 14 points per game, almost 8 rebounds a game. Okay. And she had 8 double doubles? I think 7 or 8 double doubles that year. People forget that. And then her second year, she had 15 points and 15 points and 9 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. She had like 11 or 13 double doubles her second season, which was Aliyah Boston's rookie year. Now, Nalissa would have had better numbers than that if she didn't miss like 9 games. So you couldn't really double Aliyah because you had to worry about Nalissa, but yet you also had to worry about Kelsey Mitchell. And so it was difficult for teams. It was like, damn, do we double Kelsey? But that's going to leave Aliyah and Nalissa. Do we double Nalissa? So they didn't really know what to do. And the reason why the Fever didn't make the playoffs that year is because they missed so many wide open threes. They were dead last making wide open threes, and they lost all of their games by average of by single digits. All of their games on average, they lost by single digits. So that's what happened. But like I said, the rookie year, you had an opportunity. You weren't receiving a lot of double coverage and you only averaged 14 points and 7 rebounds. That's it. Only 1 block a game. Where's this generational shot blocker? Where's the generational shot blocker at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Then your second year with Caitlin, you still the same thing, right? She got marginally worse with Caitlin. Marginally worse, really across the board, essentially with Caitlin. She got like marginally worse. And it was still like the same numbers, 14 points, 7, 8 rebounds, 1 block shot. Like, what the hell is that? Okay. And then last year was really her breakout season, but it wasn't like by much. Like at this point, We should be seeing Aliyah Boston averaging 20 points per game. Aliyah should be 20 and 10. Aliyah should be 20 and 10, 2 blocks a game. 20 and 10, 2.3, 2.5 blocks a game. Easy. Like, I'm just like, if we look at her numbers, I mean, we can Google her stats, like, or maybe I can just go to the WNBA app and they'll just show it straight up. Let me see something, because to me, this is crazy. Aliyah Boston should, right now, especially she's getting paid a total of $6 million. Aliyah Boston, the LA lose? Yeah. Oh, God. Let's go to Aliyah Boston real quick. Aliyah should be at 20 and 10, or at least 20 and 9, and 2 blocks a game. What are we doing? Yeah, 17 and 8. 17 and 8. That's the same amount of rebounds she was averaging a second year. We're actually slightly better, but like, come on, y'all, stop it. Cut it out, man. 17 and 8. 17 and 8. This was supposed to be a generational player. That's why the Fever tanked to get her. Aliyah is supposed to be averaging 2.5 blocks a game. 2.5. At least 10 rebounds and 20 points. Really, Aliyah should be getting 23 points. But I'll give her 20. 20, 10, 2.5 blocks. 17 and 8. That's it. That's it. I'm disappointed. So even 2K figured this out, y'all. If you now 2K is trash because they got the tendencies wrong. They got the hot spots wrong. They got so much stuff wrong, y'all. The attributes, they got it all wrong. 2K is just trash, right? So I have to go and fix everything. That's why I refuse to purchase it again. I have to do so much work because 2K don't know these women. But anyway, but still, no matter what you do, y'all, if you simulate multiple years with the Fever and the WNBA mode and their franchise mode, and Aliyah Boston will normally just average like 15 to 17 points per game. This is essentially what she's doing. Really, it's like less. It's like 15, 16. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you put on the team. Aliyah is anywhere from 15 or 17 points per game, even on 2K. And she never averages a double-double in 2K. Never. Okay. So yeah, like let's go to ESPN, y'all. Let's go to ESPN. Oh, what am I doing? Let's go to Aliyah Boston. Aliyah Boston stats. Let me show you something. No. Let's go here. So you can see in 2023, she played all 40 games, 31 minutes, 14 points. Oh, I thought she had 7 rebounds. So look, listen, y'all, she's averaging essentially what she averaged her rookie year with rebounds. That's disgusting. So 14 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. Okay. Her second year, this is with Caitlin. She played all 40 games, essentially averaged the same amount of minutes, 30.9, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 1.2 blocks. Her third year, last year, she played all 44 games, 30 minutes per game, just 15 points. Her rebounds went down 8. And then her blocks went down to 0.9. Where's this generational shot blocker? None of this is generational. You mean 15 and 8 is not generational, and that rebound marginally went down. Okay. Her block shots went down. Right? What are you talking about? And then this year, she get a 2.3 bump. Okay. And you could say, well, that's impressive because it's just 27 minutes. Yeah, okay, whatever. But they're docking some of this because of the game she missed tonight, right? I mean, the half she missed tonight. And then I think there's other games where they're kind of sitting her because the Fever are blowing teams out. So it's not like she's playing the same amount of minutes. But yeah, I mean, 8 rebounds. That's what it is. And look, 1.2 blocks. 1.2 blocks. So far for her career, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block shot. And that's literally what 2K would do. If you simulate multiple seasons with the Fever and have Aliyah Boston on the team, she'll average like 15 points, 8 rebounds. Nothing ever is impressive. I don't care what you do. She's never impressive, even on 2K, y'all. And that's literally what's going on IRL. 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 block. How is this generational? That's why I told you, if you go back to, let's go here. Let's do, how do we do this? Let's go to, no. Yeah, we want regular season. Let's go to game log. Let's go to 2023. Okay. Let's go to 2023. I got to find out what month that was NaLyssa Smith was injured. Okay. I got to find out what month that was. And it was a bad month for Aliyah Boston. And that was her opportunity to carry it. Now, she had a good month. She did have one good month. I wonder if that was July. I think maybe it was July. She had a really good month. Or maybe July was one of her bad months. Yeah, it was July. It was July she had a good month. Right. It was July she had a good month. But she had, when NaLyssa Smith was out, Aliyah was bad, y'all. Aliyah was bad when NaLyssa Smith was gone. Let me go to NaLyssa Smith. Let me just, because I'm trying to find out which month was that. Which month was that? NaLyssa Smith stats. Let's go here. Let's go to game log. And let's go to 2023. Okay, it was July. How many games did NaLyssa Smith miss? It was July. Look at NaLyssa Smith. Did I tell you, look, 27 and 8, 11, 18 and 11, 19 and 7, 17 and 6, 30 and 5, 18, 11, 16, 11, 16, 11, 25, 11, 15, 9, 12, 7, 19, 7, 17, 6, 18, 11, 27, 8, 13, 14, 26, 11, 12, 14, 15, 8, 29, 12, 12, 12. Like, that's what it was. 23, 12, 14, 15, 16, 12. I told y'all, man, this chick was going crazy in 2023. That chick was going crazy, and then it all fell down once Caitlin got there. Like, it was like, no, we want Iowa Hawkeye basketball, and they screwed NaLyssa over. But if you go to stats, so you could see, didn't I tell you, in 2022, she averaged 13 points, 7.9. Where's that at? What am I doing? Okay, yeah, 13.7.9 rebounds. Okay. And she had, I think, 7 or 8 double-doubles that year. And then in 2023, 15 points, 9 rebounds. She had 13 double-doubles that year. 15 points, 9 rebounds. Okay. And her rookie year, she shot 38% from deep. But yeah, like, that's what it was. And then look, Caitlin comes along and boom, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. But yeah, man, like, that's, oh yeah, see, look, in 2022, 8 double-doubles. In 2023, 13 double-doubles. I told you. Let's go to Aliyah Boston. How many double-doubles did Aliyah Boston get? How many double-doubles? Let's do this. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to Aliyah Boston. All right. How many double-doubles did Aliyah Boston get? Okay, Aliyah. Oh, they both had 13 in 2024. So in 2023, she had 11. In 2024, she had 13. That's amazing, y'all. That's amazing that they both got 13. Now, NaLyssa would have got more. It's just that NaLyssa missed like 9 games. Let me see something real quick. How many games did, I thought it was 9, but we'll see. How many games did NaLyssa Smith miss in 2023? 8 games. Okay, yeah, it was 8. I thought it was 9. Let me see. What month? Yeah, she had a foot injury. What month was that? What month of the season was that? Let me see. And I think Lexie missed like 12 games. Yeah, it was July and August. Right. And listen, now, Aliyah Boston, during those 9 games, I think we won 2. I think Aliyah got us 1 or 2 wins. So watch this. Aliyah had a chance to prove that without NaLyssa Smith, she can get us some wins. So watch this. Okay. Watch this, y'all. How many, well, what was the Fever's record with those 8 missed games? Did they win any of those games she missed? I think, y'all, that we won 2 or maybe 1 without her. Let's see. Did I say they missed or she missed? Oh, yeah. They were 1 of 7. What did I tell y'all? And this is when I had to clown those South Carolina Gamecock fans because they little albino dude, what's that chick named? Lowe, all of them was trying to cause division between NaLyssa and Aliyah because they wanted to hurry up and rush the Fever to be Aliyah's team because it makes South Carolina and Dawn Staley look good. So they start spreading all of these lies about NaLyssa Smith, saying NaLyssa Smith hates Aliyah Boston. So NaLyssa Smith and Aliyah Boston took a pic of themselves with their arm around each other sitting down. And then they said, stop making up rumors. We love each other. We really like each other. Both Aliyah and NaLyssa had to tweet that. We both like each other. That was the Gamecock fans spreading those lies because they tried to cause division between the 2 players so that they could help and make the team Aliyah Boston's team, right? So here goes NaLyssa Smith out for 8 games, y'all. This is Aliyah Boston's opportunity to prove that she's better without NaLyssa Smith, that the Fever, it's truly her team. And she went 1 of 7. She went 1 of 7, y'all. And those Gamecock fans were so pissed. They look like idiots. They look so stupid, y'all. They look so stupid. Okay. So they went 1 in 7 without NaLyssa Smith. So that's what I'm telling you. Aliyah Boston had an opportunity to prove that she can carry the Fever without NaLyssa Smith. Now, you can't say, but she was a rookie. Wait a second. Last time I checked, NaLyssa Smith, her rookie season, got 14 points, damn near 14 points and like 8 rebounds. What, in 8 double-doubles? Like, no, so all I'm saying is this. And NaLyssa Smith had it worse than Aliyah Boston. They were playing in a freaking barn. They played in like 3-4 different facilities that year. They ran through like three coaches, essentially. Okay, what are you talking about? So they had it much worse, NaLyssa Smith, her rookie year. But all I'm saying is this. Aliyah Boston was touted as being generational. A generational shot blocker, they said. And they said she would be a generational post player because she won't come in a WNBA. She won't see as many double teams and triple teams as she saw in college. She would get more single coverage in the WNBA because of the talent around her. Well, Aliyah Boston did see a lot of single coverage in the WNBA her rookie year. And she didn't put up phenomenal numbers. Okay, there is nothing generational about Aliyah Boston. There was nothing generational about her. Now, can she grow? Does she have a lot of upside? Sure, she's got to work on her ball handling more, but she could be a threat to take you off the dribble and her handles need to be tight enough where it can get her out of sticky situations. Okay, she needs to be able to shoot threes off the dribble. There's a lot of different things Aliyah Boston can learn on offense and defense to get better. So she still has a lot of potential, but there's so far nothing generational about Aliyah Boston. Nothing. Aliyah wanted to prove, you guys, that the Fever are nothing without her. And it blew up in her face 2 games. Both times this season, Aliyah Boston faked or exaggerated an injury, and she sat on a bench with this look on her face like she had to eat humble pie. It didn't work. All right. It didn't work. It didn't help out. It didn't help out yourself, and it didn't help out Adidas. You and Adidas look like idiots right now. And I got to call you out for it. You and Adidas look like absolute idiots right now. And I just wanted to say that. Now, I want to do this. Let's go to Lexie Hull. Watch this. Now, we're going to talk about Lexie getting traded to Portland potentially. But I want to show you this real quick. How many games? I think Lexie missed like 12 games, 11 or 12. How many games did Lexie Hull miss that season? Ten. Okay, I thought it was like 11 or 12. 10 games. Broken nose. She missed 2 games in the middle of the season. And then the shoulder injury. She missed the final 8 games of the regular season after suffering a right shoulder injury. Right. And like that, I thought it was like 12. Okay. But like that's what it was. I told you, man, the Fever were going to make the playoffs if that didn't happen. They were going to make the playoffs, y'all. That's just a fact. On average, all of their losses on average was single digits. They were dead last in the WNBA making wide open threes. They were bricking all kind of wide open threes. They would have won so many games, y'all. But that would have meant the Fever wouldn't have got Caitlin Clark. And maybe that's a good thing because it seemed like all the Caitlin Clark fans hate the Indiana Fever. So you probably should have been paying attention and wishing good luck on the Fever that year. But yeah, like that's what that is. So I just wanted to clear that up. Y'all. That you had your opportunity, Aliyah, and you couldn't do anything. You went 1-7 without Nalissa Smith. You were only good when Nalissa Smith played. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is like when Nalissa Smith played, Aliyah had all kind of freedom. I'm not saying that in those games that she didn't have some good games because she did, but she couldn't carry the Fever over the top. Okay. So we have yet to see how good the Fever are when Aliyah Boston is running the show. It didn't happen her rookie year. She had 8 games to prove it. That didn't happen. Obviously, that couldn't happen her second year because really they were really healthy her second year. The Fever really didn't go through a lot of injuries her second year. And then last season, they had a bunch of injuries. You credit her for playing that season, but that season was really about the team being a sisterhood, coming together, not wanting to see another teammate fall. It was about Stephanie White weathering a storm, coming up with new game plans for each team she faced until the Fever were able to build chemistry, build a rapport with each other. So that was the collective, right? That was the whole. And so you can't really give credit to Aliyah Boston for that. And then another thing, she fouled out in the most important game. Now, I think it was a bogus call, but she fouled out. She fouled out in the most important game. And that game was saved by Odyssey Sims, not Aliyah Boston. So Aliyah was supposed to take over that game, and she was supposed to play a mature game 5 in the semifinals, meaning it shouldn't have had to take a bogus call from the referee. You should not have been in foul trouble that game. You should not have been in foul trouble that game. And you put everything on the shoulders of Odyssey Sims after Kelsey Mitchell checked out of the game. I personally believe she shaved points. That's just me. It is what it is. Okay, because before she went out with that injury, that chick was bricking left and right. Left and right. Left and right, y'all. And I said after the game, I made a video. I said Kelsey Mitchell was shaving points. I don't care what y'all say. That chick was shaving points. She was shaving points. That's how I felt. I still feel that way. Okay. So, like, that's what that is, man. Like, what we talk about here. So you tried this game against the Seattle Storm by exaggerating, embellishing, and it didn't work. It didn't work. You failed. Your plan failed. Listen, you are not the most important piece to the Indiana Fever. Now, this is what we have to see. If Kelsey Mitchell leaves, if Kelsey Mitchell goes out with an injury this season for 5 games, 3 games, 6 games, 7 games, 8 games, 10 games, how would the Fever fare without Kelsey Mitchell? Who's going to pick up that scoring load? Who's going to be able to produce that kind of production? Okay. Does that mean Caitlin presses and tries to average 35, 40 points a night? How's that going to look? You're not going to get that point production from Sophie or Lexie. That's just not going to happen. Okay. Ty Harris can't give you the production that Kelsey can give you. So it would just have to be a whole team effort to try to make that up. And Stephanie would have to figure something out, okay? She would have to seriously figure something out to try to make up that type of point production that you'll be missing without Kelsey Mitchell. So we have to see. Now, some people would say, well, wait a second, Kelsey was terrible before Caitlin Clark got on the team. That's very true. But you also have to know that the Fever were tanking all of those years. Okay, they were tanking all of those years trying to copy off of the Seattle Storm, the Minnesota Lynx, and the Las Vegas Aces. And it worked out for them eventually, but they were tanking. Kelsey was her entire career with the Fever before Caitlin showed up was a product of an organization that was tanking, that was absolutely tanking. And I know this because I'm an original Fever fan. I watched every year of the Indiana Fever, every year. So they were actively tanking. And so that's what happened with Kelsey Mitchell. And some of it is on Kelsey. She was a trash on-ball defender until 2022 when she got slightly better. And so you can just score whatever you wanted to score on her. And there was a point in time where she was ball hogging her face off. But looking back at it, she sort of had to at times because they didn't have anything. The Fever really didn't have anything. And so you can sort of, now looking back at it, you can sort of understand it. But anyway, like that's what that is. So now we know that the Fever are undefeated without Caitlin. We know that the Fever can get to the semifinals and almost get to the WNBA finals without Caitlin. We know that the Fever play better defense without Caitlin. We know in the 4 games this season without Caitlin, they're blowing teams out. They're annihilating. I'm talking about winning teams like the Aces, obliterating. I'm talking about overkill. Right? Without Caitlin. What? They held the Aces to 68 points? That's the Aces without Caitlin. You could say, well, that was without A'ja Wilson. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. They held that team to 68 points. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up. So that's just this season. Well, last season, with a makeshift roster, everyone is getting injured left and right. The Fever almost went to the finals. Caitlin only played 13 games that year. The Fever almost went to the finals, right? So there's that, right? So we know the Fever have success without Caitlin. We also know that the Fever have success without Aliyah Boston. They actually look better without Aliyah Boston. She thought that the Fever wouldn't look better without her, and it blew up in her face. We know that the Fever looked trash without Nalissa Smith. Okay, I just showed you the Fever went 1-7 without Nalissa Smith and trying to depend on Aliyah Boston and Kelsey, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Aliyah could not get him over the hump, and she was supposed to be generational. They went 1-7 without an Alyssa Smith. This season, without Aliyah Boston, the Fever looked just fine. They actually look more explosive. They look more dynamic without Aliyah Boston. So your plan failed, Aliyah. Your plan failed. Okay, let's go to Lexie Hull because this is embarrassing. I mean, it just is. And I'm actually going to have to go to ESPN after I check this out. Let's go back here. This is embarrassing. And you heard Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo, and you saw the ESPN camera. Once they start talking about the trade, they immediately panned to Lexie Hull. The camera was focused on Lexie Hull, and they were talking about the trading deadline coming up, and what do the Fever need? And they said, well, they can use another front court player, and they can use a wing, a more dynamic wing. That's literally what Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo said, a dynamic scorer. Okay, so what does that mean? Lexie is out of here. She's gone. Okay, now, unless they want to get rid of Sophie because Sophie is bringing too much drama, too much negativity around the Fever, that's possible. And her contract is easier to absorb, to move than Lexie's 1.2 mil. So it could be Sophie out of here. But I think if the Fever are going to move anyone, it's really Lexie, only because Lexie, she can't be counted on. Even today, she was trash. But it's all the little things that don't show up on the stat sheet. I don't give a damn about none of that right now. Okay? I don't care about any of that stuff. Any of that stuff. I just wanted to make that clear, right? It's too many of these. We're paying her $1.4 million. For what? For the dirty stuff? For the little things that don't count on the stat sheet? No, like Lexie should be averaging 12 points a game, y'all. Lexie should be averaging 12 points, 4 to 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block shot a game. Lexie's 3-point shooting percentage should be 38 to 43. Point blank, period. And Lexie should be averaging 3.2 to 3.6 assists per game. Those should be Lexie's numbers. 11 or 12 points, 4 or 5 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists, 2 or 3 steals, and 1 block shot a game on 38 to 43% 3-point shooting percentage. Those are supposed to be Lexie Hull's numbers this year, and it's not. So let's go to Lexie Hull. Let's go to Lexie Hull. This is embarrassing. This chick is making $1.4 million, and she's averaging 6 points and 3 rebounds. She's averaging 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 0.8 assists, and she's a freaking starter. Okay, let's go here. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Lexie Hull stats. Lexie Hull stats. Let's go. And we might have to go to game log for this. So I just showed you, but I just want to look at the percentages. So she's shooting 34%. Remember what I told you guys. Don't you ever let anyone lie to you and make you ever believe that 34% is good. 34% is trash. 34% is garbage. Don't you ever let anyone tell you 34% is good, because it isn't, y'all. It just isn't. So this is a trash percentage. This is a trash percentage. Okay, 34%. So I just wanted to make that clear. She's not being aggressive because she's only getting to the free throw line like 1 time a game. So what that shows you that she's not aggressive. So she's only getting to the free throw line like 1 time a game. Her fouls are up, barely, marginally, but her fouls are up. 34% is trash. It's actually worse than what it was last year and significantly worse than 2024. And yeah, I mean, her field goal percentage is better because she's shooting more mid-range shots and close shots. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And of course, her turnovers wouldn't be high because she's not facilitating. Okay? She's not facilitating. Lexie, a wing is supposed to get you at least 3 to 4 assists a game, at least 3 point something. A wing, especially a wing like Lexie. And for her entire career, her average is 1.2 assists. That's not what a wing, that's something you would expect from a center. A 5 is supposed to get you 1 assist. Okay. A 4 is supposed to get you 2 point something. A 3 is supposed to get you 3 point something assists a game. Lexie is giving you 5 center numbers for assists, 1.2 for her career. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. That is abhorrent. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable, right? And so, of course, she will only average 0.9 turnovers because she's not facilitating. That's a joke, okay? Her freaking rebounds are down from last year from 4.3 to 3. That's not good, right? So you would like to see her get four rebounds like she did last year. That's fair for Lexie, 4, close to 5. That would mean that Lexie would at least be getting you 2 offensive rebounds and 2 defensive rebounds, because that's what you really want to see. Okay, what you really want to see is 2 offensive rebounds and 2 defensive rebounds. If she's going to get 4, if she's going to average 5, you want to see 2 offensive rebounds and 3 defensive rebounds. But that's not what we're seeing here from Lexie. This is embarrassing. It sucks. Okay, so she goes from 1.4. See, the offensive rebound shows that you're hustling. That shows that you're dominating in a 50-50 phase of the game. There's 4 phases to basketball: offense, defense, transition, and the 50-50 phase of the game. That's the hustle phase. Well, that's where Lexie's supposed to made her money at, the hustle phase, the 50-50 phase of the game. 1 rebound, 1 offensive rebound, okay, 0.7 steals, no block shots, and only get into the free throw line just 1 time lets you know that Lexie Hull is not earning her money, that Lexie Hull is losing all phases of the game. She's losing at all phases: offense, defense, transition, and the 50-50 phase. Lexie is losing all 4 phases, and she can't be counted on, which is why she's only averaging 20 minutes per game, because she can't be trusted as a scorer. She can't be counted on. So this is going back to Lexie's year and when Christy Size took over. Really, you can go back to a rookie year, but when Christy Size took over, Christy couldn't trust Lexie a lot because Lexie was blowing so many wide open threes. It was disgusting. And Lexie was just slapping layups off the glass. Just smacking layups off the glass. I'm talking about wide open layups, smacking them off the glass. So people were mad at Christy for not playing Lexie because Lexie is so good on defense in a 50-50 phase. But Christy, you got to be able to trust people. We're passing the ball to Lexie wide open. She's breaking all of these threes. Lexie gets a steal and she's out on a fast break and she's smacking the wide open layup off the glass. So Christy couldn't really trust her like that. You understand? That's why you see in 2023, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And if you look at the 3-point percentage, you see that 21%. You see that? 21%. Look at her rookie year, 18%, 26%. We love Lexie because Lexie was doing all the dirty stuff. She was hustling and all of that stuff. But, you know, Lexie needed to turn it up. They were going to cut Lexie both years, but Lexie kept turning it up on defense in the hustle phase and key games and key moments. It was like, well, damn, we just can't get rid of that. Let's just keep working with Lexie, and eventually we're going to get that Stanford Lexie. Right? And so it looked like we were getting that. In 2024, that's what it looked like. And And then she was solid last year, and then she just fell off a cliff this year. Why? Because she got her money. I told you Lexie got complacent. Lexie got complacent, y'all. Her followers went up. She's almost at 500,000 IG followers. Her TikTok followers went up. Lexie started getting all of this money. Because of Caitlyn, Lexie got 2 deals with Unrivaled, 2 years in a row with Unrivaled, making over $220,000. Okay? So she left Athletes Unlimited. Athletes Unlimited put Lexie on their players board. It's almost like an executive role where Lexie is responsible for the competition of the game, like Sydney Colson and Lexie Brown. Okay, Lexie was moving up to this executive position at Athletes Unlimited, and she bailed on that to go to Unrivaled to make $200,000+. It's like, okay, that makes sense, right? So Lexie is making all of this money in Unrivaled. Caitlyn has now got Lexie endorsement deals. She has Fortis setting spray, other deals, and Lexie is a co-owner of a professional volleyball team. So Lexie is now complacent. She feels like she's made it. This isn't the y'all have to notice, Lexie Hull's mother and dad has followed me for several years on Twitter, on one of my other Twitter accounts. We used to communicate a lot. And her rookie year, I would say, listen, Lexie has the yips. Her mother and dad, Jay Hall, they would agree. But there's these other things Lexie is doing that's standing out that don't show up on the stat sheet. Okay. It was the same thing a second year. Lexie has the yips. That's a golf term. Okay. When you're missing these easy putts you normally would make. So Lexie has the yips 2 years in a row. Her parents agreed. She's doing all of the little things that stand out. And Lexie was also, she was able to stick around with the Fever because she was doing all of the dirty stuff, but she was really heavily involved in the community. Okay, so it was like, well, damn, Lexie is all over Indiana, not just Indianapolis. Lexie was all over the state doing so much community work. So it was like, damn, she's so good for the community. And she's really the only one bleeding for us every game because Lexie didn't want to get cut. She didn't want to get waived, so she was doing all the dirty stuff, the 50-50 phase. But now Lexie, because of Caitlin Clark, y'all, because of Caitlin Clark, it's the same thing we just saw with Sophie. Proximity to Caitlin, Lexie is now complacent. Lexie feels like she's made it. She made it, y'all. Let me just take my foot pretty much all the way off the gas. I have Fortis setting spray. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. There is no way you could ever make me believe that the WNBA didn't reach out to Lexie Hull's agent to ask her to be in a 3-point shootout. I won't ever believe that they didn't reach out to Lexie. I think that's cap if she say that they didn't. I think that's cap. I think Lexie was scared to be in a 3-point shootout. She would be bricking all of these threes, and it would look bad for her brand. That's just what I believe. That's what I believe. Okay, so I would like to know that they offer Sophie. Did they extend that offer to Sophie, and did Sophie decline because Sophie obviously wanted to do, well, I don't know. Maybe she should have wore her Adidas shooting threes, or maybe Sophie felt that she would get booed and didn't want to go through that. But Lexie is going to get traded. Lexie is on a trading block. She's on a trading block. Okay. How is it? Okay. So maybe this is a coincidence. As soon as Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo started to talk about the trading deadline, the ESPN camera pans to Lexie Hull. Okay, and it's just watching Lexie. It's fixed on Lexie. And they're talking about, what do the Fever need? The Fever need a front court player, another big, and then the Fever needs a dynamic wing. Okay, in terms of being a scorer, a dynamic wing while the camera is fixed on Lexie Hull. What are we talking about here? This chick is on a trading block, period. How is she helping the Fever, y'all, averaging just 6 points? The Fever are averaging 94, 95 points per game. They don't need her goofy little 6 points, and they don't need her defense because she's not even averaging a steal or a block. Her threes are trash. 34 is trash. Okay, so now let's just go to game log. Let's go to game log. Let's look at this season. Okay. Jesus. Oh my gosh, y'all. Are you seeing this? Let me move this to the top. Look at June. Okay? Look at the month of June. You could start at the top and go to the bottom, or the bottom Thursday, June the 4th, and go to the top. And I just want you to look at steals. This is the steals category. You see steals, STL? Let's start at the bottom at June the 4th. The win against Atlanta. She played 20 minutes, no steals. Against New York, that was an L. She had 1 steal, no blocks. Against Washington on June the 8th, no steals. Against Chicago, 2 steals. Against Connecticut, no steals. All right. Against Toronto, no steals. Against Atlanta, no steals. Atlanta again, no steals. Phoenix, no steals. How many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games in a row, Lexie does not record a single steal or block shot in 5 straight games. Lexie, you are paid for your defense, your 50-50 game, and hopefully your corner threes. And you are giving the Fever none of it. That's 5 games in a row in the month of June. That's 5 games in a row. Okay. So what we're seeing is that only 2 games in the month of June did Lexie Hull record a block. All of these games in the month of June the Fever played, Lexie only recorded just 2 block shots, y'all. All of these games within the month of June, Lexie Hull only recorded just 5 steals. Out of all of these games in the month of June, Lexie only recorded just 5 steals and 2 block shots, okay? And you look in the month of May, just recorded 5 steals and only 1 block shot. So in the month of May, Lexie Hull, at all of these games, she only recorded 5 steals and just 1 block shot. Just 1 blocked shot. And then so far in the month of July, Lexie Hull steals have picked up so far. Okay, so we're talking about 8 steals, but only 2 blocks. So far in the month of July, just 8 steals and 2 blocks. That's it. That's Lexie. That's Lexie, right? So then, like, we can go to 3-point percentage. Let me line this up perfectly. Okay, let me get that right. So if you look in the month of June, in the month of July so far, she had 2 games where she was 50%, but she only attempted 2 threes, and then the other one just 4 threes. And she had a 66% one. She only attempted 3 threes. Then she had a game where she attempted 6 threes and she only made 2. And you see 0%. Like, that's a lot of zeros. That's a lot of zeros, man. Okay, that's a lot of zeros. And then you go to the month of June and 25%, 33%. One game where she was 100%. She only attempted just 2 shots and they were threes. 0, 0, 0, 0, 14%, 1 of 7. 2 games in a row where she got 100%, but that was just 1 attempted 3, 2 attempted threes, and then 0%. Like, we just don't need her. Oh, wait, whoa. Let's go to May. Okay, May was pretty fair. I guess that's when you thought you were going to get Lexie, the Lexie you got in 2025, because she was 2 of 4, 50%. She had a bad game, 0 of 3. Then you got that 4 for 4. It's like, ooh, Lexie. And then you got 50. Ooh, Lexie. And then there's 33. And then there's 0 for 0. And then it just fell off a cliff. It fell off a cliff. And you get 6 points, 3 rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks. 34% from deep. And she's only averaging 1 free throw attempt per game. And she's only getting 1 offensive rebound. So what does that tell? And she's like, she can't even average an assist. What does that tell you? That Lexie is failing at all 4 phases of basketball. And yet they're paying her $1.4 million. You got to get rid of her. It's not worth it. Now, are you going to keep her around because of the 3 milks? Is that what it is? The triplets, the 3 milks? So you're going to keep her around for that? Come on, stop it, y'all. Grow up. It's time to grow up. It's time to get rid of Lexie Hull. I'm just saying. The trading deadline is right around the corner. When is the trading deadline? The 4th? Is it the 4th, the 3rd, or the 4th? Let me see. Let me see. When is this? Oh, what am I doing? Come on, baby. It's the 2nd? Whoa. Whoa, that's right around the corner. I thought it was like the 4th or yo, bro, the 2nd? Cuz, the 2nd? Wow. The Fever, you don't have a lot of time. You got to get on it, Fever. You got to get on it. You got to get on it. Seriously, you have to get on this. Send Lexie Hull to Portland. Send Lexie to Portland. She's from Spokane, Washington. Okay. Portland is just 5.5 hours away from Portland, Oregon. Send her to Portland. Point blank, pure and simple. Send her to Portland. Okay. She also has a major endorsement deal with Portland Gear, based in Portland, Oregon. They sell bags and mugs and all kind of stuff like that. So she'll be right at home. And so if you look, and she can help Portland make the playoffs. Portland are still fighting. I know they lost to the Aces, but they're still 9th right now. So they're just 1 game back. They're still 9th. They're still fighting for the 8th spot. So Lexie can go there, and if she could, just based off of her being humiliated, being traded from the Fever, that would light a fire under her, if you will, and Lexie would have to play with her hair on fire. Lexie would have to realize it would be a humbling experience that she got traded. She's no longer next to Caitlin anymore to save her, and Lexie now has to earn it on her own all over again. She has to prove herself. And maybe that's what she needs, because Lexie is completely complacent. Now, if you go to, that chick Lexie is complacent. If you go to Portland, okay, so you don't have Sarah Ashley Barker. Lexie would fit in perfectly. Now, obviously, Sarah, you could trust Sarah. Sarah's just more physical. Sarah got a tight handle too. Sarah to me, she's a more talented player than Lexie. On offense, Lexie is a better defender than Sarah. But yeah, Lexie fits Portland perfectly. She fits Portland like a glove, hand in glove, with CLA, constraints-led approach. And how on defense, it's all about hustle, and it's all about blowing up everything, trapping everything, blitzing everything, blowing up all passing lanes, getting as many jump balls as you can, fighting for loose basketballs. That's CLA on defense. Blow it all up. Blow everything up. Don't respect any rules. There's no constraints for you. Blow everything up. Okay? And sometimes it hurts Portland because they're blowing everything up and it hurts them. Okay? But that's CLA. On offense, all 5 players on the court are their own offensive coordinators. They have complete autonomy to do whatever they want to do. And so it's not a traditional offense where you can have, okay, that's a Princeton, let's run this. okay, that's a 4 out, 1 in. Let's run this defense. You can't do that with Portland. There's no set traditional offense. Okay. The head coach calls 4 to 6 plays the entire game, and they're mostly ATOs, right? So it's hard. That's CLA. And so Lexie fits it perfectly. You're freelancing on defense, blow everything up. Hustle everywhere, blow it all up. That's Lexie at her best when she's free to gamble. Lexie even told that to Lynn Dunn and Christy Sod. She was like, I just need to be free to gamble and take chances. And so Lexie will fit Alex Sarama's system like a freaking leather glove in December. Lexie will fit it perfectly, y'all, perfectly. And she gets to freelance on offense and do whatever the hell she wants to do. And so it's perfect for her. It's perfect for Caitlin, but this is perfect for Lexie, y'all. Flawless for her. And they can use her because Sarah Ashley Barker has a torn ACL, right? So send her to Portland, and in return, the Fever, I would say the Fever should go after Niato Pouch. Okay, go after Niato or go after Louisa. So this is what I'm thinking. Maybe they would want to bring Carly over. Carly is a physical defender, a feisty defender, but she's always getting injured. So I think the Fever might be like, I don't know about that. We love Carly, and she could shoot that 3, and she's a feisty physical defender, but she's always getting injured. So I don't know how that's going to work. So we'll see with that. So these are the ones that stick out to me. Okay. These are the ones that I don't think they'll ever let go of Frida. I just don't believe they're going to ever let go of Frida. But Emily Engstler isn't going to want to come back to the Fever. That's not going to happen. They did her dirty. They lied on her. And said she had an injured back. And Emily said, my back was never injured. Like what it was, the Fever needed to get rid of her and all of their talented young players so they could tank for Caitlin Clark. And that's what they did. They dumped all of their talented players so they could tank for Caitlin. And they lied. Lynn Dunn lied and said Emily Engstler injured her back overseas. And Emily Engstler said, I never injured my back. My back is not injured. So they lied. Anyway, so I don't think Emily will want to come back. It wouldn't be her choice, but I just don't think she would want to come back to the Fever. So for me, looking at this, you would say, okay, well, the Fever need another big, but I got love for Sarah Williams, but Sarah and Michaela are kind of the same player, except I would trust Sarah shooting mid-range shots more than Michaela. And then I think Sarah is more polished with her back to the basket than Michaela, but they're sort of kind of like the same player, except Michaela can just jump really high. She jumps higher, but I would trust Sarah on offense more than I would trust Michaela, though. But maybe that's what they're looking for, because you're not getting anything from Damaris because she's constantly either injured or she's dealing with personal family issues. I think they said this time is her left knee. So there's something so far always going on with Damaris Dantas, which is unfortunate because she's such a sweet person. But something's going on with Damaris. So, yeah, I could see them bringing in Sarah for Lexie, but it would have to be Sarah and maybe a 2nd and 3rd round pick, right? That's how I'm looking at it. That's if they want a front court player. If not, or you can go after Louisa. And Louisa, how tall is Louisa? 6'3", 6'4"? Let me see. Yeah, 6'4". So you can get Louisa, and Louisa could stretch the floor. She's a 3-level threat. She's a good slasher. She's a good cutter. She can play with her back to the basket. She has a face-up game. She can score at all 3 levels. You can trust her shooting threes. And she's a solid defender, right? She's a formidable defender. And she has a lot of room to grow. So if they wanted to stretch big like Damaris and a 3-level threat in that way, and you can give her more freedom, then sure, I would say go after Louisa. I would choose Louisa over Sarah. I would choose Louisa over Sarah. But if you're saying, well, no, we're good with the front court, we want a wing. Well, that's got to be Niadu or Carly or Frida. I just don't believe they'll ever give up Frida. I wouldn't give up Frida. Frida is way too talented and with so much potential. There's no way I would ever give up Frida. I just wouldn't do it. So I don't know if that's what they'll do. I think the Fever would desperately want Frida. I think that's the one that they covet. It's like Frida, and I think Niadu and Sarah, those three, the Fever would be looking at. There's no way they would get Bridget Carlton. Portland would never give the Fever Bridget, even though it would be pretty much a fair swap. Bridget's contract and Lexie's contract, right? So that would make sense. There's no way they're giving up Bridget Carlton. No way. So the Fever would have loved to have Sarah Ashley, but she has a torn ACL. So I think it's Frida, Louisa, Sarah, or Niadu. I can even, maybe Carly. Those are the players they have to look at. Carly, Niadu, Louisa, Sarah Williams, and Frida. Those are the players they have to look at. You got to pick one of those five players. You got to pick one of those five, and then some draft picks for Lexie, like a second round and a third round. Okay. And so, yeah, they need to get on it. But who can just straight up come in and help the Fever? Any one of these players is an upgrade over Lexie, because Lexie isn't giving you anything. You would get more efficiency and a feisty defender from Carly. She's always been a very physical, feisty defender, and she can make her 3-point shots. Okay, right? So you're going to get that from Carly. That's not an issue. You'll get that from Carly. You're just worried about her staying healthy. That's the issue with Carly. Both Samuelson sisters are injury prone. Niadu is the future. She was drafted in the first round by the Atlanta Dream, and then Izzy Borles was taken by the Atlanta Dream in the second round. They both from Australia, both Aussies. They both played in the WNBA, all of that. She is the future. 6'2", 6'3", 3-level threat. She can guard multiple positions. She can handle the ball. She can create her own shot. She has so much potential. And she has, 2-3 other sisters in Australia as well. They will be making their way to the WNBA in the coming years. But how tall is she? Yes, 6'3", and she's the future, right? She's the future, 6'3". She was a draft and stash player, so the Fever could take a chance on her. She's the future. We could take a chance on her. It's a first round pick. You can go after Sarah Williams, okay, and 6'4". You trust her on offense more than you would trust Michaela. And she has so much upside, so much potential, okay? Obviously, she was dominating at Wisconsin. She did really good for UConn. And so you're looking at Sarah Williams. I love Holly Winterburn. I fought for years to get her into this league, on Twitter and on YouTube, making videos about her. So, yeah, I fought a long time to get Holly into this league. But we're just going to leave Holly alone. They're not looking at Holly right now. I love you, Holly, but they're not trying to get you. Love you. Louisa, I just told you about Louisa. And then Frida. This is who they really want. This is the one right here. This is the one they want. They want Frida. Point blank, period. Full stop, Frida. That's it. That's the one they want. Okay? Don't look at the points per game. Don't look at any of that stuff. This chick is elite. This chick is elite, and she's the future, and she's going to do major things in this league. Major things. It's just that his system is not about one player scoring a bunch of points. It's a tornado blended with a hurricane, blended with a freaking blizzard, blended with a monsoon and tidal waves and cyclones and you name it. And hailstorms. That's CLA. You call your own stuff. And like, that's what it is. So this woman right here, that's who the Fever covets. They want Frida. Frida is the future, and Niadu is the future. Don't look at these numbers, I'm telling you. Niadu is the future, and Frida is the future. Those are the two right there. Sarah is just going to come in and just essentially be this sort of just a more efficient, a more polished Michaela Timpson on offense. She's just more polished. Sarah Williams. Listen, I'm not mad. You get Louisa, I'm not mad, because she's going to do the same thing Damaris does, except you can trust her more than Damaris. You can trust her availability. You can trust her defense better. You can trust Damaris Dantas, okay? And she could hit at all three levels, right? And then Carly, okay? Now, Carly has been injured a lot this year, a lot, but she missed a lot of games. But Carly, she can make her threes, and she's a feisty defender. Now, you're looking at these points per game, but like I told you, this system, that it's not about that. It's not about that. It's just a storm, and you get it however you can get it, okay? So, yeah, like, that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Megan had a good game today. So if you look at Megan numbers, she's giving you 12. Bridget is giving you 13. Carla Late is giving you 15. Emily is giving you 9. And Sarah was giving you 10. Okay. And so, like, that's what it is. And then everyone else just had to fill out. Everyone else just had to just fill out and just play their roles. Okay. And like, that's what it was. So, yeah, man. So I would say send her to Portland. Send her to Portland. And you would say, who's the upgrade? Who's the upgrade? Well, you're not losing anything. What is Lexie giving you? I just showed you. She's giving you virtually nothing. She's giving you virtually nothing, y'all. You can't lose, and then you dump that contract. Right? And then you bring in the future. Lexie isn't the future. Now, if Lexie was ever efficient and Lexie could start averaging 11 points per game with 4 or 5 rebounds and 2.5 steals and 1 block shot and average 38 to 41, 43% from deep, then Lexie and get you like 3 assists a game. Now we're talking about Lexie's trajectory being a Hall of Fame. Okay, because we've seen women get into the Hall of Fame being great defenders, like Elena Beard, right? So we've seen that's nothing new. So Lexie's trajectory with those numbers, if she could average that for the rest of her career, Hall of Fame, right? But that's not what's going on right now. Right now, Lexie is playing like a bust. Lexie has robbed the Indiana Fever. She's robbing the Indiana Fever, y'all, of $1.4 million. It's just not worth it. And Caitlin is carrying her water. The proximity to Caitlin is making Lexie look like someone she isn't. Send this chick to Portland for one of these 5 players I highlighted. Okay? Period. It's really, really simple. And for some draft picks. And we're good to go. We're good to go. Don't get lost in these numbers, y'all. I'm telling you, don't get lost in these numbers. Frida, Louisa, Niado, Sarah. And if you want to take a chance on Carly, take a chance on Carly. But Frida, Louisa, Niado, Sarah, those are the players. Those are the players. And you're good to go. Plus, you're getting a second round and a third round or something like that. You're good to go. Let's move on. Let's go. Let's move on. We got the future. Let's go. And Lexie gets to be close to home. She gets to be closer to home. How in the hell did you play like that in front of your family and friends, Lexie? You were in Seattle. You had tons of family that showed up. And what did you do today? Let's go to the stats. Let's look at Lexie's stats today. Let's go to games. Let's go to the Fever. Y'all want to know what Lexie did today? Watch this. Move. Y'all want to know what Lexie did today? Let's go to the Fever. Lexie plays 16, essentially 17 minutes. 16 minutes, 55 seconds, gave you no points. Please bring on Frida, y'all. Give us Louisa. Give us Niado. Give us Sarah. Okay? What the hell is this? In front of your family and friends. You're from Spokane, Washington. In front of your family and friends, this chick essentially plays 17 minutes and gave you no points, 3 rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks, 0%, 0%, wasn't aggressive to get to the free throw line, no offensive rebounds, just nothing. And of course, she didn't give you any turnovers because she wasn't trying to facilitate, just nothing. Just absolutely, what a waste. What an absolute waste. Man, get rid of this chick. What's the point? Let her go to Seattle or Portland and sell her freaking Florida setting spray. Get the hell out of here. We don't need you. We don't need you. Right? And that would be a humbling experience for Lexie. And maybe she'll finally put her foot back on the gas and be desperate again. Be hungry and thirsty again. Because right now she's satisfied. That's a joke. These numbers are a joke. $1.4 million. $1.4 million for 6 points, 3 rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks, only averaging 1 free throw attempt per game. Shooting a pathetic 34%, and her numbers are down. The percentages from last season with 3-point percentage. What the hell are you doing? Only giving you 1 offensive rebound. That is a joke. No assists. You're not averaging a single assist per game. Are you crazy? You're only averaging 1 free throw attempt a game. Are you insane? This chick is all about for the setting spray. Wait a second. Lexie, I want to see an apology to the fans on your IG story because you never did it before. And I've been asking for this for years. You know what Lexie used to do every year, even before Caitlin Clark showed up? Y'all got to remember, at one point we won 5 games. Do you guys know what Lexie was doing? Lexie freaking Hull, after every loss, would go to her IG story and show what she was wearing. And then she would show a highlight of hers in a loss. We only won 5 games, y'all. I used to go to YouTube, and I love Lexie so much, but I had to reprimand Lexie. I had to get on Lexie. Lexie, what are you doing? We just lost for the 10th straight time, and here you are on your IG story showing your freaking fit. What are you doing after the loss? 5 losses in a row, Lexie, and you're showing us your fit? This is literally after we lose, she's posting on her IG story her fit. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I used to say, Lexie, like, come on, Lexie, wake up. You went to Stanford, get a clue. How about instead of you posting your fit after a loss, how about, Lexie, you post an apology letter to the fans? Something to the fans saying, hey guys, hang in there with us. We're going to do our best to turn this thing around. Don't give up on us. Something, Lexie, do what Tim Tebow did and make a promise that things are going to get better. Do what Tim Tebow did, Lexie. Okay, I promise you, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Like, give a speech like Tim Tebow. Like, what are we talking about here? Look at this crap. Let's go to IG, man. Let's go to IG. This is disgusting. Lexie be pissing me off, man. Lexie be pissing me off. I fought so hard for this chick. I didn't want her to go to waste. I was happy when the Fever got Caitlin, because the first thing I said was like, oh, thank you. Lexie won't go to waste. I knew that the Fever were thinking about cutting Lexie for 2 straight years. And Lexie would bleed to not get cut. And that's how she was sticking around. But the Fever was trying to get rid of Lexie for 2 straight years. Lexie just wouldn't let him because she kept bleeding for them. And then I'm looking at just how marketable Lexie is. I was like, all of this is going to go to waste. And when we got Kaylin, I was like, it's not going to go to waste. The world is finally going to see Lexie Hull. They're finally going to see her, right? And then Lexie was like, yes, they see me. Now, let me take my foot off the gas. I'm complacent now. I made it. I don't need to be desperate anymore. I don't need to fight anymore. I don't need to earn it anymore. I've made it for the setting spray, for the setting spray. It's a joke, man. Let's go. Do we see, is there an apology letter? Where, Lexie, can we get an apology letter, Lexie? Please, Lexie, no for the setting spray. For the love of God, Lexie, come on. Okay, so that's what, I think Sophie posted that too. Okay, second half. Oh, there it is. There it is, y'all. There's the freaking fit. Lexie is tone deaf, y'all. I told y'all. Listen to me. I need y'all to listen to me good. Listen to me real good, y'all. Every loss, and I repeat myself, every time we lost, y'all, and we lost a lot of games before 2024. Every loss, Lexie, after the loss, Lexie would go to her IG story and post her fit. And then sometimes she would post her fit and a highlight in a loss. And Lexie didn't have many highlights, y'all. And I used to say, what is wrong with Lexie? We just lost 10 games in a row. What are you doing, Lexie? We don't want to see your fit. What we would like to see is a letter, a Tim Tebow type of letter, promising to turn things around. Just tone deaf, y'all. This chick, it's like, I don't know what's wrong with Lexie, y'all. And I know she went to Stanford, but sometimes, man, this chick come off as slow to me, man. Sometimes I question Lexie, man. I mean, seriously. Sometimes I seriously question Lexie, man. Like, this chick. Let me find that Tim Tebow speech real quick. Let me find that Tim Tebow speech, and then I can end this video. Let me find that speech. This is what we need from Lexie. This is what we need from Lexie. No, move. No, I'm not going to read it. Let's go to YouTube. I want to see what he says about it on YouTube. I want y'all to hear it from Tim Tebow himself. Why are they doing,
I'm sorry, but I promise you one thing.
I hear it.
A lot of good will come out of this. You never see a team play
losing like it's okay.
To the fans and everybody in Gator Nation.
After answering reporters' questions, Tebow suddenly paused.
You know what?
He grabbed the podium, took a deep breath, and I'm going, okay, here we go.
I wanted to apologize because I feel like apologies are needed when you feel like you did something wrong. And I felt like I did something wrong.
I'm sorry. Extremely sorry. You know, we were hoping for an undefeated season. That was my goal. Something Florida's never done here. But I promise you one thing. A lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player in the entire country play as hard as I will play the rest of the season, and you never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push everybody the rest of the season. And you never see a team play harder than we will the rest of this season. God bless.
It was
Lexie.
barely 30 seconds long.
Hold up.
But by the next day, nearly every teammate had seen and heard and felt the words.
I watched that clip 5 or 6 times at night.
Hold up. And this dude, I need to show y'all the speech he gave his team at Nice High School. It'll make all the hairs, it'll give you goosebumps all over. It was like, I don't know what, it was like an angel, a freaking warrior angel was speaking through him at Nice High School. And it's the same here, but the one at Nice High School will give you goosebumps everywhere. Hold up, let's go. Like Lexie, can we get this, Lexie? Come on, let's do it.
Hey, let's go, get in here! Let's go! Get in here! Hey, let's go, get in here! Let's go! Get in here right now! Get in here! Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! 30 minutes! 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! That's our battle in the first half. It ain't happening. We get the ball. I promise you one thing. We're going to hit somebody, and we're taking down the field for a touchdown. I guarantee you that.
Guaranteed.
Look at me. Look at me.
Let's go.
We got 30 minutes.
Let's go.
For the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives.
Let's go.
Let's go. Lock arms. Hey, hey,
we a team.
Hey, lock arms. Lock arms. Hey, put your heart on the table. Hey, we got to go. So, hey, let's go, D. Hey,
I know that's right. I know that's right, Tim. I know that. Lexie, can we get that, Lexie? Can we get this, Lexie? Can we get an apology letter for you robbing the Fever $1.4 million? Can we get some type of speech like this? Something, Lexie? Something? Right? And I wish I gotta find that speech he gave when he was in high school, y'all. And he told his teammates the same thing he said, except he told them exactly what they were going to do and what they were not going to do. And they did everything he said. That dude called them around him. He said, look at me, look at me. And they all just stared at him. They gathered around him, just started looking at him. And he said, this is what we're gonna do. And he told them everything that they were going to do and what they were not going to do. And they did everything he said, and they won the championship. They won the championship. When I tell you, you got goosebumps all over you, this dude went on that field and he said, look at me. And they all just turned around. He said, look at me. And he told them everything that they were going to do, and they did everything he said. He told them how they were going to block everything. And they did everything that dude said that they would do. This dude, look at this, y'all.
Hey, let's go, get in here. Let's go. Get in here right now. Get in here. Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. That's our battle in the first half. It ain't happening. We get the ball. I promise you one thing. We're going to hit somebody, and we're taking down the field for a touchdown. I guarantee you that.
Guaranteed.
Look at me. Look at me.
Let's go.
We got 30 minutes.
Let's go.
For the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives.
Let's go.
Let's go. Lock arms. Hey, hey, we a team. Hey, lock arms. Lock arms. Hey, put your heart on the table. Hey, we got to go. So, hey, let's go, D. Hey.
Man, that's a warrior, boy. That's a warrior. That's why he was always clutch, right? He might look funky in the regular season, but when it's tourney time and it's them clutch games and it's a clutch moment in a game, this dude gonna come out all the time, right? That's why you don't give up on him. But anyway, that's a warrior. That's a warrior right there, y'all. That's you trust him in a clutch moments. At least with the pros. In college, he would just straight up dominate, but oh man, I will find you one. I swear, cuz I'm going to find you that Nice High School speech. And that dude went on that field and told them to gather around. And he said, look at me, look at me. And they all just started staring at him. And he told them everything they were going to do. And they did exactly what he said. This dude. Lexie, can we get this, Lexie? That's Lexie. Can we get this? At least a letter? At least an apology letter, Lexie? I mean, you're robbing the Fever $1.4 million. I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all. That's what I got to say, man. Let me get out of here. Let me get to my wonder wall. Let me get to my wonder wall. And I'm out.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.